Hello everyone, today we are looking at 6 amazing cars that can get you to Champion League no matter what in Asphalt 8. Just a quick FYI, these 6 vehicles are not put into any particular order on how great they are compared to the others. They are random, they're just 6 great vehicles that can get you to Champion League. Now with that, let's get to our first vehicle, which is the Sin R1, which is a pretty high-end Class A vehicle. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the easiest cars to drive because it has amazing drifting, decent nitro, pretty good handling, and the speed overall is pretty top-notch. So let's do this track on Munich and see how we do. Can I get first or second place? Because remember, that's how you get to Champion League. You need to get second or first place for most of your races. And as you can see in my competition, there's an MP4-8 there. There's 2 MP4-8s actually. A Vanino and an FXXK. Not a big deal whatsoever. As you can see, it's so easy to control this car that, making mistakes with this car is kind of difficult unless you're me, and I just made a mistake there because I went the wrong way. Now, I'm waiting for a train to end me, but it didn't end me, it ended the other person. And as you can see, we're going at 289 miles an hour. Does this car have fake speed? Not really. And am I catching up to the MP4-8? Kind of. It's 2 laps, which is on the MP4-8's downside, because this car is faster than that MP4-8, as you can see here. And I am going to do very well. I'm catching up as long as I nail this drift. But as you can see, the drifting for this car is top-notch. It's really good. But I will say, against an MP4-8, it is a little of a struggle. But overall, this car is better. And if the MP4-8 makes a mistake, you go forward, like just there. Now let's take the faster route this time, and as you can see, the competition is miles behind me. If the MP4-8 did not wreck, it would be a little harder to catch up, but given that this car has better overall speed by a little bit, it succeeds. Alright, first place out of 4. Let's see how good my rank increase is. It goes up 2. Now this might be discouraging to you guys, but remember, given that I am so high up in Champion League, by the time you reach Champion League, all the other racers, they won't make your rating go that high. But if you're in Pro League and stuff, your rating will increase by a lot. For example, look at this amateur guy. 3rd place got up 12. That's because compared to everyone else, this person is very low. And because of that, our Extreme Champion ratings help boost up lower league ratings. So if you're in Pro League against a Champion League person and you win, you'll do fine. This person is not a good example because they kind of messed up and got 4th place. But getting a Pro League to Champion League is not that hard using this vehicle. Our next car in no particular order is the McLaren MP4-8. This is a high-end Class B vehicle, and one of its main features is the best acceleration in the game. Here it says 1.40 seconds. I don't know if that means 0 to 60 or not, but this car definitely goes way faster than 1.4 seconds when it goes 0 to 60 or 0 to 100. It really has incredible acceleration, so let's do a race. The thing about the MP4-8 is you have to choose short tracks and 1 lap, because due to its not as high top speed, other opponents with higher top speeds can beat you. Now we have a 1 lap track of Azure Coast. Let's see how I do. We have other MP4-8s in this race, so if they're fully upgraded, it's all up to skill. As you can see, the Audi just zoomed past me because that's an amazing car that is actually better than this one. Though this video is in no particular order in terms of which car is the best, obviously the e-tron is one of the best, if not the best vehicle for multiplayer that's going to be in this list. And we've gotten second, so let's see how much our rating increased. It went by 4. Now, as I said before, if you are in Pro League trying to get to Champion League, which is what this video is about, you want to get to the Champion League stage, if you're up against all these other Champion League people, you will do magnificent if you get 1st place. And you'll get up a lot in terms of your rating. Our next car in no particular order is the Mazda RX-8 Special Edition. I would like to point out that this car has a huge tuning kit bonus of 102 points. For this car, given that its speed is quite a bit higher than the McLaren MP4-8, it doesn't matter as much if you choose 1 or 2 laps, but I would still prefer 1 lap, just because it gives it a slight edge, although the scrubs in this race voted for 2, so... And let's do this. So we're up against the MP4-8, and that seems to be my main competition. As you can see, my acceleration is not nearly as good, but it's still pretty darn good. I've already caught up to the MP4-8s. So it's only been 18 seconds in this race, and I've already passed the MP4-8s, which is pretty darn amazing. This car's acceleration is really good, and given that it has 10 miles an hour faster speed than the MP4-8, it can beat them pretty darn easily. That's not saying the MP4-8 is a bad multiplayer car, it's just not the best one in this list. This car is amazing. In this clip, I've nearly maxed out my vehicle here, in the Mazda, and it still does fantastic. So you don't need to worry about, if you upgraded too much or something, you're going to be completely fine. If you're also wondering about driving skill and if that will help you with obviously getting higher placements, it will, but as you can see here, my driving is not the best. It's definitely not, terrible, but it's not amazing, and yet this car carries me to first place. That's how great this car is. After lap 2, everybody is a mile behind you. So honestly, if you just wreck, like now, it doesn't affect you. Because people, well, they kind of caught up, but they don't catch up fast enough because this car's acceleration is just so amazing. I can't believe I actually just wrecked there on purpose. 13 up for getting first place. And this is because I'm in Champion League. If I was in Pro League, I would be getting 30 up, 35 up in rating. So that's pretty darn good. Rest in peace this person though. You should never use the Ferrari 330 P4 for multiplayer. I don't know why this person did that. It's an expensive car too. I don't even have that car. Next car I want to talk about is the BMW M2 Special Edition. It also features a huge tuning kit, and it's basically the same thing as the Mazda, only its acceleration is slightly worse, and its total speed is slightly better. Now for this car, 1 lap or 2 laps don't matter as much, because its speed is just pretty good. Let's see, what's my competition? It's another MP4-8, a Pagani, not a good multiplayer car there, so I'll just go around. This car is really darn fast. I will pass the MP4-8 in a couple of seconds, easy. And my car is also heavier, so it's easy to knock them down. I didn't even knock that person down behind me and they wrecked, so. There we go, see? They're light as a feather. I know, I'm making the MP4-8 sound really bad. It's a great car, but compared to these other cars, not gonna win. Now, the next spiral up ahead will show how this car's drifting may not be the very, very best, but it's still pretty good. It goes a little far on the outside. It's not as good as the MP4-8, but that was pretty easy. I didn't slam into any walls. It was simple enough, and as I said before, 1 lap, 2 lap, 3 laps doesn't matter for this car. It's just like the Mazda. Its acceleration is good enough that if I wreck right now, I will still be in the lead. To be fair, its acceleration is not as great as the Mazda's, but it's good enough that you don't have to worry too much about wrecking. And its nitro efficiency is amazing. Its top speed, once again, amazing. Drifting handling, very acceptable. Let's do this drift nice and well to impress my fans. Nah, it still goes a little far on the outside, as you can see there. But, it works. It very works. First place, once again. Pretty groovy. The next car we are looking at finally goes to a different class, Class A. It's the Vani Beast Alpha. It has a huge tuning kit of 94, and even though the acceleration says it only goes 3.59 seconds, it's way faster than that. This car is essentially the BMW M2 that we just drove, except that it has better acceleration in terms of what I feel, and also it has better handling and drifting. A good point to mention is why didn't I put the Vani Beast X in this list? Because yes, it's not going to be in this list, I can tell you guys that. Well, the reason is because of its extremely difficult R&D, it's very hard to tune that car at a low enough rank to be effective in multiplayer. As such, I didn't put that car in this list. For the Vani Beast Alpha that I'm using right now, you could tune it decently low where it's effective in multiplayer. Oops. Now, I just wrecked there. Let's see if I can catch up if this car is good enough. I already passed that GTA Spano right there, because, come on, how could I not? And let's see if we can catch up to the other two people Subaru Sparta easily can pass. And now let's try to tag along that first place person and see how we do. Yeah, things didn't go my way this time. Let's see who was in front of me. I am ashamed. So, you know when I said the Ferrari 330 P4 is not a good multiplayer car? I guess I was wrong, because it just beat me by a long shot. Just to redeem myself, let's do another alpha race. Okay, you know what, just out of curiosity, I feel like I should just wreck once and see if people can catch up. Not at all. This car is just too darn good. So there you have it. The Vani is amazing. I have redeemed you, Vani. And now for our final vehicle in this list, with no particular order, it is the Audi R8 e-tron Special Edition. Massive tuning kit. Acceleration is stated to be pretty bad, but it's actually one of the best in the game. Handling and drifting is debatable at this tune of 1600, but I mean, it's not tuned at all and it's already very good. So let's do it. And we're not doing nitro starters because we're cool. Let's see the competition. We have an M2. This is it. Let's see who is better, the M2 or me. Okay, we have a rin speed right there for whatever reason. M2 is right on my 6, but I think I can get him. Yep, the M2 is falling just a bit behind due to my much better acceleration. Not much better, just a little better. Its speed should be on par with mine, but that depends on its rank. Could you imagine this car back in the day when it could go 280 miles an hour at a rank of 1100? Well, that was until it was kind of ruined by Gameloft. But it wasn't completely ruined, because it's still pretty darn amazing, even when its rank was increased by 400. Now, let's see. The M2 lost to the Rinspeed Zen, which is pretty sad. But because this person was in Pro League, they got a boost from these champion people. And it was lower in rank, 1535. That is slower than the Audi. So depending on the tune, you would have different performance. But there you go. And with that, that is the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And for all of you special flowers who stayed till the end of this video, here's a sneak peek of what my merchandise will look like on shirts, designs like these that were hand-drawn, which I think are pretty fantastic. Obviously you guys could judge differently, but I like them a lot. Tell me if you like them, because I would really appreciate that. I want some constructive feedback, and see you guys in the future videos. Goodbye, love you guys.